Yeah. Start it up. Drum roll. Brrr. That's my drum roll. Welcome back to
Defeated.
another episode. Oh, shit.
No, that was it. I just wanted to say defeated, and that was it.
What purpose did that serve?
Because Sony fucking movies and these fucking Marvel movies coming from Sony are fucking defeated.
Oh, shit. Damn. He jumped right into it. Shot down Sony and all that.
I'll start you off right now. Save your
So
money.
yeah.
Save your money that much.
But yeah, we could jump into it though, you know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't know, we ain't say yeah, we talking about Kraven the Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Nico been blasting Sony and all that shit, but we talking specifically about Kraven the Hunter. You know what I mean? You really think they fucked up? Let's talk about that. You really think they like failed, like dropped the ball? Like blah, like
You like this shit? This
I thought
might
it was cool.
for the like
I'm a,
how I said about Madam Web. It was like a bad movie, but it has some rewatchability to it. I never fucking want to
no,
see this movie again.
really?
I
That's
never want to
crazy,
see this
bro.
movie again. But
I
I said it
really
like
don't
this.
feel that.
It's because it's a Craven movie. If it was like just some random movie that Sony put out, not named Craven the Hunter, I'd be like, this is this straight. But it's a Craven movie, and I'm like,
Okay,
this is not Craven, bro. What the fuck y'all gave me? Craven for actually Craven. That's what I got.
you know what? If we coming from that aspect, then I could see where they dropped the ball. Cause Craven is like
One,
Spider
he's
Man's
Russian.
villain.
One, he's Russian. The fuck.
Oh shit, yeah,
He
that's
ain't
true.
sound a
Yeah,
lick of Russian the whole fucking movie.
that's true. He was speaking different languages, but it was like South African or some
Yeah,
shit.
because
I
he's a
don't know what
fucking
he was speaking.
hunter.
Yeah,
He's a fucking hunter
yeah.
that was in Ghana at some point.
But yeah, and then Craven is like Spider Man's villain. And then you know what came out after the movie came out was that because you know this is the last of
Defeated.
the universe thing, right? Yeah. So you still so it came out that they actually was not blocked from having Spider-Man in their movies. It was
They're
just
the
their
owners.
decision.
Yeah,
It
they're the
was their
owners. They can do
decision
that.
to not have Spider-Man in their movies. You know, but because of the plot that Spider-Man, you know, Tom Holland is going through with the MCU, I thought there was like some type of like, all right, deal with like they wouldn't interrupt that unless it was like, you know, agreed upon. But if they had the chance to bring a Spider-Man in, they could have fucked with Andrew Garfield. They could have did a lot. They could have and they just dropped the ball.
I
They
think their
dropped the
idea
ball.
was let's build up the villains, make get the hype up, and try
Which
to
ain't a
use
bad
villains.
idea.
And they tried to use villains and characters that people are. If you're into Spider-Man, you know these guys. They weren't pulling random people out their ass from the comics or nothing like that. But the hype for them to meet Spider-Man that was never met for what 6 7 years. You can't just run
Yeah.
on that kind of hype forever. Like that's not something like how the Avengers built up, and then they showed you Thanos at some point, like a couple times. And they were like, "Okay, cool. Eventually, we're gonna get the Thanos." Like we can wait for that. That's a big bad with other bads on the way. Like this is something we wanted to see the clash of the hero versus the villains, or at least them pairing up in a sense where they like clash and then they team up to stop a bad guy or something like that. At least something.
I mean,
The most we
the
got was a hint
whole
at Peter being in Madam Web, and he wasn't even born.
yeah, and then the whole you know, we also got, you know,
I mean, like in universe
Venom
stuff.
at
I
the
mean,
end
in
of Venom at
universe.
the end.
That's what I'm
Oh,
talking
you
about.
mean like
In
in there?
universe, because
Yeah.
that happened outside
Yeah.
their universe. The whole Peter Parker thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I
The
mean, but
only
they
other
still
Peter
dropped the
reference that
ball.
I can think of right off the rip is in this movie, but it's not a real Peter reference. But I'll bring it up when we get there.
Are you
But
talking about the professor?
no, no, not even, bro. Like that. That's not really a Peter reference for me. I knew they were talking about fucking the lizard
Just
dude most likely
just
because
bringing
at some
out.
point. But
I mean, his name is Professor Connor anyway, so I was just wondering if they was in the same universe. Honestly, I'm like, did they
they're
switch
in
the
a
fucking
universe with a
professors?
Spider-Man, and if I had to guess, their Spider-Man, I think I've said it before, is Andrew Garfield. That's the Spider-Man for that universe. If there's a Spider-Man in that universe, which I'm pretty sure exists, because there is a Peter being born at some point.
Mm.
Because we know Madam Web's
But
like a prequel story, and Peter was born. So at somewhere in this universe, there is a Peter Parker. Don't know what the fuck he's up to. Maybe he's Miles. Maybe it's Miles in this universe for some fucking weird reason. If
I
Sony
don't
would
know
do
what's
that weird
going on.
shit,
They never explain, and they're not going to explain. But for the most part, though, I thought it was a cool movie. I didn't like a lot of people online complained about the Rhino, how he looked. I thought the Rhino looked okay. I thought the Rhino looked okay as far as like, what the fuck do
for
you
the
expect a
three
human
minutes that he
Rhino
was
to look
Rhino,
like?
for the 2 minutes he was Rhino in the movie,
But that and like, but what the fuck do you expect a human rhino to look like? Like a dude, like they wanted the cartoon rhino with the white horn and the face in the middle and
it's
shit
the
like that.
same
Like that's
thing
what
I
they
felt.
wanted.
It's the same thing I felt about Venom. It doesn't need to be this bigger than life thing, but they need to be bigger. They need to be more like their actual characters. Like, and I don't mean Venom in this movie. Well, actually, we got to spin the block and do the Venom trilogy at some point. And recap that because I want to talk about that third movie too.
I didn't even see the whole thing. I gotta complete that.
But yeah, I just feel like we need more to scale characters. Like we could have made this dude way bigger as Rhino. Like at least that would have made him feel like
Right.
almost some
Yeah.
Juggernaut sized dude. At least like he felt too small.
No, but Oh yeah, well
Like this
Juggernaut you
dude
mean
was
was too
no,
small.
no, I'm talking about Rhino, bro. This dude was jumping on cars, and the cars weren't even like
Oh
they weren't
yeah.
even smaller than him. They were like the same size. I'm like cars, bro. Like cars. This dude's
Yeah.
massive. Like this dude's supposed to be
I was
massive.
thinking too. I was like, he didn't do enough charging for me like a rhino. Yeah, I was thinking that.
He
I
was
was like, he's
throwing
not
things, bro.
charging
Like I'm
enough.
like, this don't feel like I'm watching the Rhino really. Like, yeah, he was throwing things in the car too, but like, I just don't feel like I got a full depiction of like what those characters really are.
Yeah.
I got depictions of these characters in a more human esque real world environment, and I didn't like that version of it. Like more real world, like make sense of what they should look like, and I'm like, I don't
Well,
want
that's
that.
that's what they were going for. They were going for like not comic book accurate depictions. They were like more so going for
Well,
like
they did a great job
real
with
real
Craven if that was
world
the case.
depictions.
Did a great job with
They,
Craven if
they
that's their point to do that.
yeah, I mean, but
They gave us the
that's why I
Netflix
feel.
Light Yagami version of Craven. Light
But
Turner.
if this was a Netflix production
That's Craven
that dropped
Jones.
on Netflix, this would be a whole different reaction. It would be a different reaction. You know what I mean? Like if this wasn't part of the Sony universe, if this was a Netflix production. Netflix, you always want to get 50-50 on
And like I
Netflix. This is
said,
something
if this
Netflix
was
would
a
do.
movie that Netflix made and it wasn't called Craven the Hunter and it was about some just random kid who grew up to be
No,
a
that's what
hunter
I
because of his
mean.
turmoil with his dad, cool movie. Cool. Decent.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been
But
it
for
would
what
have
it
been a, it would have
is,
been a dope ass movie.
but for what it is,
Um
it's not.
I thought the story they gave us was cool with the two brothers and the father.
Well, let me give you
That
the briefing of what the movie is real quick, and then we can get into talking about the movie. So basically, the summary of this movie is Craven's a complex relationship. I'm reading this off IMDb too. Craven's complex relationship with his ruthless father, Nikolai Kravinoff, starts him down a path of vengeance with brutal consequences, motivating him to become not only the greatest hunter in the world, but also one of its most feared. Which is a really
pretty
good way
much.
to put this movie and make it sound somewhat exciting.
Yeah, pretty much. But yo, what was good? All right. What was good about it
That was gonna be
according
my
to that
first question to
depiction?
you.
According to that depiction and like, and if I'm going off that depiction, like if I didn't see it, I'm like, "Oh, let me go see this movie." If I just read that, you know what I'm saying, then I saw the movie, I would say that depiction is good because the action it showed was pretty fucking good. I thought it was pretty
There was
entertaining.
some
Now
decent action,
again,
yes.
we're not looking at a comic book accurate Craven. You know what I'm saying? So he's not like he is jumping wild, but he's not like really bullying, but he's on that what you call that, dodge, like he's dodging hits and shit. He's looking like Spider-Man shit. He was looking nimble like Spider-Man, honestly. Like in my head when he was fighting them, he was like dodging all their hits and bullets and shit. I was like, this nigga would be a good match for Spider-Man. Like it would be a pretty good fight. Like I don't know. I thought it would be a pretty good fight. The violence and shit, the goriness. I meant to say the goriness of it. I thought was pretty cool in the beginning scenes when he was just in the jail cell, just ripping niggas apart. You know what I mean? Stabbing niggas with the tiger bones and shit. Like he did that a couple times through the movie. Stabbing niggas with the tiger bones. I mean, I thought it was decent. I thought it was decent.
There's a couple points where
Way
I go,
better,
okay, cool.
way better than what I've been hearing. Though I was surprised that it was actually so decent because I expected it to be horrible, and it was a little. It's alright, you know what I mean. You look like you like nah, man. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this one. I'm not feeling.
Like I get it's an
That's
origin
funny,
story too. Like I get it's an origin story. So he's not gonna
and
be
that's
Kraven the
another
Hunter
thing.
from the cartoons. He's not gonna be
Right, he
that
didn't
guy
even
who rolled
get
him in the
big
N.E.O.
yet. He
Yeah,
didn't even work
he's
out
not
and
that
start.
guy.
Yeah, you feel
But
me?
this guy just didn't feel anything like the transition into that character for me. It just did not
You
feel
don't
like
think
that
so?
guy.
Because
You know
his
what felt
brother
like that
did
guy?
million.
You know what I felt? What
Who?
made him feel like that guy? His dad
What?
being an actual fucking Russian. That's the only thing. I'm like, okay, cool. It's Kraven because his dad's a fucking Russian. Like,
Yeah, but like, see the origin story. The boys was in school in America, so they was more like
he got attacked
you
by a
know what I'm
lion,
saying.
and then the lion just placed him somewhere and told this girl, help this man. Like, why'd you snatch this boy up? Like, what the heck did you snatch this dude up for? You harmed the hell out of this dude and snatched him up and then just placed him somewhere. You didn't even eat this. Like, you didn't even
Yeah,
attempt to. Like,
that was I'm like 50-50 with that scene because when the blood dripped into the nigga, I'm like, oh, this some weird shit right here. Like, I'm like, is this how he's supposed to get his power? But I don't even think like that's how he got his power, but that's not how he lived though. The what made him live
was the
was the
potion
shorty's
thing.
medicine. Yeah,
That
so I'm
scene
like,
that gave her the potion, I was like, this feels so rushed, bro. Like, it felt awkward.
a lot of it was rushed. A lot of it, but that's how Sony kind of breathed. Remember Madam Web? Madam Web would just breeze through. Like Sony, like remember she was just like at one point she dropped off the girls, and the next point she was like on the island, or like where her mother died and shit. We was like, how she got there, my nigga? Like, so it's
Yo, we
like they
literally
just
got
be
like a 3 minute.
breezing through.
We literally got like a 3 minute scene of this girl who just gets introduced as Calypso, and then this old lady that's her grandmother, and she's like, "Yo, tarot cards, and sometime soon you're gonna
Potion.
need this." And then 2 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, it's starting to go." Like, and it's like,
Yo, I
what? Like,
know
what? Like, literally, like, just in the blink of an eye, we're here. Like,
that was
like we
random.
didn't
That
even
was
like
very random.
swap scenes. Like, it's literally just her saying, "You're gonna need this," and then it like literally rolls into just needing that like instantly.
And I feel like that was all like the same day, like the way they made it seem
Like an
like
hour later, she needed that potion. Like, grandma, it's not even like some shit that like she said, "Wait a minute, let me go grab this out the house." She literally just had it on her body. Like,
right.
here, you need this. Like, I knew this day was coming, so every time you visit, I just have it in my pocket. I never knew when I was gonna give it to you. Like, what? Come
And
on.
then the lion not attacking. Like the lion that was the fierce lion they was talking about. I forgot the name they was calling it, but
Doesn't matter.
and
Unimportant.
it got shot like 4 times by the dad. It ran
Thug
off
ass
with Shorty
lion.
in his mouth. But then I was like, why he didn't like
Like, he not dead
he?
by the time he got dropped off, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Bro got hopped on, bro. Like, that thing was taking bites. What?
It bit him like 3 times before he dragged him off. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I I'm gonna just go ahead right now in the middle of it and say my rating of it. Just get it out the way.
I'll wait to the end, too. I'm gonna
Nigga
wait.
started laughing.
He said, I want to get this over
Um.
with. You have to,
Yo.
like, see how he talks so good about movies and then he wants to breeze through this shit? Like, he's like, yeah, man, this is way better than what people said it was. But he
Well.
wants to get his rating out the way now. Like,
Well, I'm saying because I just, for what I'm saying, I still don't want the people to think like, oh, I thought it was like great, like,
he's like,
oh,
yo, before N.E.O manipulates me into thinking this movie is worse than what I thought it was originally.
yo, I give it for origin story. I like, especially, I give it like a 6 out of 10. I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 is pretty fucking good.
Let me
I
write,
mean, for movies.
let me write that down in my imaginary notebook. 6 out of 10. Craven.
Yeah, I like Calypso when
slash
she got
Mo.
older. Yeah, you
Yo, did she
stupid.
hit them with the dokes from Dexter? Did she hit him with the surprise motherfucker or some shit like that? She dropped the F word in this movie. I heard that.
Some shit. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, she did when she shot the nigga in the eye, right?
Some shit like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When she had
Oh
like the
yeah.
bow and arrow or something like that, the crossbow or something. I forget what it
Let's
was.
let's talk about the foreigner. That was his name, the dude who was jumping through time, and well, I couldn't really
The first
understand
time
his
I saw it, it
power,
was
but
cool. I thought it was cool, and then every other time I'm like, oh my god, this is like okay. He just walks by people and does weird stuff,
you
and
know what's
I felt
crazy?
like
I
nothing
thought
really
the
came of it.
exact opposite. I,
Yeah.
wa- I thought the exact opposite. The first time I saw it, I said this shit whack as fuck, and then I thought it was cool when they opened the door and they thought it was Kraven, but it was him. And he just stopped because I kept thinking the
That's
nigga could
literally
only
the
do it for
moment when
like
I was like, again.
I know we switched off
I
because
felt
I
like they
kept
didn't need to
thinking,
show it his ability anymore, like that pace of his ability. They just needed to show him like appearing behind people, like
well, nah. What was different about that scene was he did it for longer. Any other time in the movie, he did it for like 3 seconds. He counted to three.
yeah, but maybe
Right
that's what the
there,
3 seconds is to him.
oh, like it's just a long period of time, like on some
Yeah, like it's
quantum
like
time
because remember
shit.
he counts to three, so maybe it's just like he was just in logging in his count to three or something, or maybe that's just what he
Yeah,
does in the count to three. Like so,
true,
that's why
true,
I was
true,
like, you
true.
didn't really need to show me that after the first time. Once I knew that that's what he was doing, you could have just put him behind people, and you could have saved 10 seconds per scene.
I ain't like him fighting Craven. That was kind of he didn't beat Craven up enough for me with
Yeah,
the
I was like
power.
mid, and then Homegirl just comes out of
Yeah,
nowhere and blows him away. I was like, oh, by
yeah,
foreigner.
yeah. I
the
was like,
most
yeah, that's
the
kind
most
of
dangerous dude in the movie so far, just by foreigner to Calypso.
yeah, that was kind of whack right there. I ain't like that fight. It was really just Craven and
Yo, he
the
tracked that
niggas
girl
with
down by
guns.
that card. By that card.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you gotta understand though, he had the
The
power of the
vibe.
scent and all
Yeah,
that
I
shit.
know. But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's crazy. Just like he literally just had a card. Like how the fuck did he find this person with a card?
What was
She
crazy though
wasn't
is
even
what took
where
him.
she found her. Remember, they were in like London or some shit, like where the brother lived, and that's where he found her. He didn't even find her in Ghana, where he originally met her. He just happened to be in
Word.
Ghana with like, I smell Calypso.
And then he found it like years later too. Like that shit was crazy.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
it
Like,
was
so it took him time to find her, obviously. But like once he appeared in London, he was like, I got you.
nigga like a feral animal. He was
Well,
bugging.
I mean,
This
that kind of was the
nigga.
point of him being bred with the lion or whatever it was, infused with the lion blood.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
But
nigga put Mufasa right into him.
yeah, we this is a little difficult to talk about. I ain't gonna lie, man, because there's nothing that excites me about this movie.
I'm about to say I'm kind of like oh
The
the
ending is
dad.
kind of cool with the twist of like everybody kind of like being on their own and like making their own decision to go their own path. All right,
Yeah,
that was that being in the ending is probably one of the more solid things that they did with the movie. Is like Craven is telling you basically Craven starts becoming the person he is because people like his brother and his father he no longer could have faith in them and trust them.
right, right. The chameleon thing was dope. I like how the chameleon looked. I did. I thought it was fire because he looked just like the chameleon from the comic books to me.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure I missed the reason why Rhino is after. Oh no, wait, it's stupid. I forgot. It's because the dad literally set up a whole plot to try to get closer to his son because he knew if he pissed off Rhino, Rhino would bother him so much that his son would step up for him because he couldn't get him to talk to him any other way. So he couldn't just ask him to deal with Rhino for him. What a fucking great plot! Like,
Was it that? I thought it was
remember,
just
that's literally
that.
what the father said. He was basically like, cause remember he found out that his father was the one that sent the footage to Rhino in the first place, that set all this
Right,
off. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I had to do what I had to do to kind of get you to take care of him for me because I couldn't take care of Rhino, and I knew you could, but you weren't talking to me, so I had to do what I had to do, basically. So he basically set that
right.
up so his son would take care of a problem for him. That was the plot of the movie,
Yeah, that's what
basically.
it was. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Stupid ass plot. Like
I thought the bear killing him was dope.
the bear killing him was dope only because the brother calls him out for it.
Now, oh, you know what though? What no, I like how the bear look. I like when I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna say this. Um, I like how the animals looked in this movie. Like they did a good job with the animation with the animals. Like when the buffaloes, no,
The
was it? No, those
bisons or
wasn't
whatever they
buffaloes. The
were, I know what you're
bisons.
talking about.
Yeah, like when the one with the one horn ran up to him, cause you know how they was like hunting
And
them
they
for
just
their
stared
horns and
at him and
shit.
all that stuff. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this shit look dope. I was so
No,
like,
I
kind of
mean
fire. Like,
the CGI wasn't bad because they didn't have a lot of CGI in there. One, so like what they were CGIing, they can put the money into and the effort. Um,
yeah, no, they bodied it.
like the
I was
stuff
thinking
didn't
though,
look
damn,
bad.
I was thinking if Marvel had this story, this shit would be so much better.
If this story had a
Like I ain't,
Spider Man,
like, yeah, I mean, but even if Marvel just did if did the origin stories for like villains, like
yeah,
I just feel
yo, I
like
named
they would
him.
just get it right.
I said he was like the Netflix light Yagami, and he kind of is because then he proposes this weird partnership with Calypso when he meets her again. Talking about you get the bad guys and I take them down. Kind of like light Yagami. He was like, you guys
Oh
find the bad
yeah,
guys. I look into the police report and I take them down for good. Like,
yeah,
who is this
that was a
dude?
little.
Well, he's a
It was
hunter,
like
so
okay, but it's
um,
like I want to know how he becomes a villain from there, cause the nigga act like he fighting for justice and shit. And the Kraven the Hunter that we know
well,
actually do
is
just be
Craven
hunting.
actually I had to think about it because I was like, is Craven even actually a villain or is he just somebody who's hunting Spider Man?
That, but then we also know that Kraven
Because if you
in
told me
like the
Craven was just
comic,
out there hunting lions, you wouldn't call him a villain for that. For people like that, basically what he's basically a bounty hunter. He's doing his job. He's not really a fucking villain. Lobo's not
yeah,
really a
bounty hunter,
villain.
but he also be hunting animals though in the
Yeah,
cartoon
but
and
for a
comics
DC
though.
reference, like Lobo's not really a villain. He's a galactic bounty hunter, ain't he? So he's not really like the bad guy. He's just the bad guy because he be after people that are the good guys.
You doing shit for money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not out here trying like Craven's not out here trying to destroy the world. He's not out here trying to take over a country or nothing like that. He's literally just making his ends meet.
Right, hunting people down and shit.
And he don't like spiders. Remember that. That's a thing. We'll get into that later, but that was always a thing, even in the cartoons, that he did not like spiders, and that's why he don't fuck with Spider Man. Is because he's like, yo, fucking spiders, bro. Like, yuck.
Mm.
Put your head on a fucking plaque and put it
Oh,
on my
you know
wall.
what's crazy? Now that you say that, that was the reference to Spider Man. That
Yeah,
was
bro.
crazy. Yo, I'm sitting
Yeah.
here watching it because, like I told you, I'm watching it in my crib and shit. So I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm like, why this nigga fucking scared of spiders like this in my head? And
You ain't instantly sit there and say, "Oh, the Spider Man." You know he's afraid of
I
spiders. Like
forgot. No,
they
yeah, I
even
forgot
put
one
one of the
Craven is afraid of
spiders in
spiders.
the symbol logo.
Oh
The
yeah.
one that was like dropping down the closest to the camera drops down and puts itself in the Spider Man logo for a little second.
That's crazy. I gotta. I now. I mean, I watched it from the crib, so I could just roll it back. But, um, nah. But you know what had threw me off about that scene more so what I was thinking, I guess, was when they switched to his mom.
I was
They
so
switched to
like,
his
why?
Yeah, they switched to his mom saying the spider. So I was thinking, like, I was like, what the fuck she got to do with
Like they
this?
brought her up earlier in the movie and made it seem like yeah there would be like some like connection, deep connection to them or something like that, or to the trauma of the mother to Craven. And it's just like basically she was just in a nut house and she had trauma of whatever, but she also was what in fear of spiders like him or some shit like. And that's
So
it.
I'm
That's
like,
all
is
that the
that
mother's like a part of the story is.
he has arachnophobia? That's his problem with Spider Man. That's fucking
It's something like that, but
crazy.
like think about it, like the mom gets brought up like three times in the movie, and it's like pointless. Like it's literally pointless. It's just a device for being like, oh, he's got a bad relationship with his dad, and it's probably stemming because something with his mother. Boom.
Yeah, I
Because the
think
father
one.
he thought the father didn't care, right, or something like that about the mother.
Yeah, yeah. One the when he mentioned the mother in the beginning of the movie in the cab in the limo, That would have been enough. That would have been a sufficient enough. It did its job right there. Feel me? Your mother's dead. Let's go hunting.
They didn't
You're
need to
gonna
try
be
to spin
alright.
the block and make her more like of an important character. Like it didn't need that.
Yeah.
Unless you were gonna make it
Like
like really impactful, that was not it.
I mean, I guess that reference to Spider Man.
When they did that part, when they injected him with that poison and the fears took over, I was like, "What's this fear?" I was like, actually, like concerned, like wondering, because I wasn't thinking about it at first. And then the spiders, I was like, I rolled my eyes so hard because I was like, "Oh, it would so be spiders,
I mean,
wouldn't
yeah, I'm
it?" He
sort
would
of thinking
so
in my
be not
head because I
into
could see.
spiders.
I just seen it, so I could see it clear in my head. So I'm just like, they could have did a better
Watch,
job with.
and if they were gonna do a Spider-Man movie with all of them in it, his thing would have been, "Oh, my mom and me traumatized by spiders, and you
Like,
remind me
what
of
the
my
fuck?
traumatized mother, so I must get rid of you so I don't think
Like,
about it.
nigga,
Plus, it's my
I'm going
job.
to gonna hunt you all over New York
Plus,
because I have
Kingpin is paying me
arachnophobia.
millions of dollars to get your head on a platter." Like, come on, man, get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
One of the parts that I was sitting there, I'm like, was kind of cool. They sent that motherfucker Chameleon's finger to his dad Nikolai. They sent that finger in a box. They
oh
said,
yeah, yeah.
but I was a little weirded out because like when they kidnapped Dimitri, that's when I started scratching. I was like, why are they fucking with him, bro? Like, why are they fucking with Nikolai? Like, I get he's a gangster, and obviously Rhino's a gangster now. All of a sudden, I know he's like a thug, but like now he's a gangster leading an organization and shit like that. And I'm like, why is he beefing with Nikolai? Like, what the fuck? Why is he? Think about it. Like I said, the stupid ass plot. At the end of the day, his dad basically set all this shit up. Like, this is all stupid shit that his dad did. It's all because of
Yeah,
his dad.
that's why he killed him at the end. He
Hmm.
said, yeah, he said that Dimitri could have died.
What's the chase
You
scene?
ain't care.
I was watching the chase scene when he was like running after the car when they snatched Dimitri up, and I'm in my
Yeah,
head. I'm like, I know this nigga wishes he was Quicksilver right now,
this nigga was doing a lot.
because you know that, right? It's the same nigga that plays Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, that is. That's
Yeah,
funny.
that's the same nigga
Yeah,
Age
that
of
is.
Ultron and all that shit.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
I'm
You're
like,
right
I know
about
he
that.
wish he could run fast in this scene, like just joking around like shit. This would be
He
the
was running fast though. He was out, but not no Quicksilver speed. But he was out though. He was doing his thing on that offer because a couple times I'm thinking he going to get him. Like I ain't like it was like three times where the nigga really was like about to get his brother back, and I'm like, damn.
his little dome house was cool.
Yeah, yeah. His whole domain was fire. His whole like little thing that his mother left him, the plot of land, that shit was fire. And the cat the cub that kept attacking him,
Like I
but
can't
was
think of a
cool with
moment
him.
where I was interested. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Where was that in the beginning of the movie and I just missed that?
I don't know. No, it wasn't. And he just explained like when he attacked him when they got older. Only thing he explained was I knew him since a cub, and yeah, we just be doing that,
Hey
basically.
yo, Sony, sell your shit right now. Sell that shit over to Marvel right now, bro. Just give
I
it to
knew
them,
him as a
bro. Just
cub,
do that
and we
shit.
just be
Be nice to
we just be
us.
fucking with
Be
each
nice to
other up.
yourself. Like, stop embarrassing yourself. Like, yeah, I didn't even knock it out the
Yeah,
park with the Venom movie. That was a series that I liked, and I was like, meh. But like, just it's about time, bro. Make your bank, sell that shit, go on
well,
about
this
your
is the
day.
last one. This is the last one. They ain't doing no more, so we're saved.
Until they release some Andrew Garfield Spider Man shit, and they're like, hey, guess what, niggas? We gonna try it again.
You know what? Those movies were actually okay. So I wouldn't be. It's crazy because they don't do bad on the Spider-Man movies. They just do bad on his villain movies without Spider-Man. Like they bug it. I don't understand why they wouldn't keep their bigger aspect of the whole thing in the movies, but they decided to go another route.
I'm trying to think
Lost me.
like I'm a big I'm big on the idea of villains make a movie.
Me
Like
too.
if your movie is a certain rating, it's normally based on what happened, but a large part of that is what was the villain doing? What was the risk? What was the drama going on? How impactful was it? Rhino felt like nothing. Who is like is Rhino even the villain at the end of the day? Because realistically, it's his dad. Like realistically,
I mean, yeah, Rhino was killing niggas though. He was killing niggas off though and
Yeah,
all that
but
other shit. He
like,
was just a gangster. He was just a gangster. That's
What
it.
was Rhino's plan at the end of the day?
He just wanted to get off the list. That's what the thing. That's what his whole thing was. He didn't want to be on the list. He knew that if he was on a once you're on the hunter's list, you don't get off until you die. He was just trying to get the fuck off the list. That's why he kept saying like, "Yo, you want to be partners." That's why he told the little brother like, "Yo, your boy, your father, whatever he about." That's why he tried to kill his father. It's like, yo, because once he dead, I could be cool with his sons, because he already knew who Craven was at that time. So he sent them to kill his father. When that didn't happen, he like, yo, I need to be cool with the sons, basically, because to get off the fucking list. That was his whole shit. He was just scared to be on the list. They was all scared of Craven. That was it. The whole movie, everybody was scared of Craven, the hunter, the hunter, the hunter. And then so remember that was their biggest thing. Like the once they got the brother, it was like, oh yeah, now it's time to hunt the hunter.
I
Remember he
think
said that shit.
I think the stakes were just low.
Yeah, yeah. It felt, but that's the thing. The whole movie felt on some street level shit. Like it was just gangster
Like
shit. Like that's it.
Thor: Love and Thunder suffers from the same thing, that the stakes just didn't feel high enough, and this is even worse than that when it comes down to the stakes. This is definitely like this is why I'm like Madam Web level bad movie, because the
This
stakes
could
just
have been
aren't
a
there.
show.
This boy, would this have been a way better like 6, 7, 8 episode show?
This
Whoa,
would
this
have
would have
been
been way
a
better.
fire ass show. Like yeah, they would have did better making this into a show.
That's what Sony needs to look
And
at. Sony needs to be like, oh, look at DC over here doing things like the Penguin.
Penguin fire. Yeah,
I ain't
fire.
even watched it yet, but I know everybody loves this shit, and I'm like,
I watched 2 episodes. Fire.
so they need to be looking at
Um,
what the landscape is doing and what's working for the landscape, and they're just not looking at that. They're just doing what Sony for some reason had. They must have old school like just way of thinking about things.
Nigga, just stubborn people in charge, unwilling to change,
Because I don't
thinking
even
they
know what
know
else is
what the
there to
people
talk
want
about
to
in this
see.
movie. What else is there to talk
There
about?
is nothing that comes off the brain. Calypso had a few cool.
If we're gonna talk, let's talk about actors and how they did. My man that played Nikolai, I'm pretty sure that's the same guy that plays Zeus, right, in Love and Thunder.
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Yes, boom, that's his name. Kills his role. He don't even got a lot going
Yeah,
on, but I'm like, that's the most. I don't even know too much about his dad, but I'm like, if there's a character that I believe is actually part of the Kraven world, it's that guy. It's that guy.
right,
Chameleon was cool. I don't feel like the actor knocked it out the park, but he did a like B- job.
right. Yeah, he did a good. Yeah, yeah,
Calypso, I can't tell if it's
yeah.
just bad character writing and Sony just being shit at their job, or if she just did not convince me to give any shits about Calypso. I really did not give a shit about Calypso as an adult, and
They suck.
it was very awkward with Kid Calypso because it was just like kind of
No
weird
lie,
places.
I ain't gonna hold you. Sony sucks with women. Like they suck with like just giving women good parts and good scripts.
Could be
I
right
don't
there.
know why. And then I don't know, like you said, if it's to be the acting, like maybe it's more like B-list acting, or like I don't know, but it's like that combination never works for them.
Um, my one big gripe with Aaron Taylor Johnson in this movie is just the zero accent, bro. Like, I know he was raised in other places and he was probably like speaking English because he's just all over the place and English is a common language, so he has a more English accent. But like, he had zero Russian accent. And for Craven to be this dude who was Spider Man, I hate you, that I hunt you, and he's just out here. Like if he had came out, if Craven had came out and said no cap, I probably wouldn't even have reacted because it just would have rolled.
But I think that's even more evidence to the fact that these niggas had no intention on including Spider-Man. Like this is not Spider-Man's Craven, the Hunter. Like oh, this is not that Spider-Man. I don't know. This is some alternate Spider-Man, Craven the Hunter. Like this is just not the
This
one
is
that we
definitely an
thinking
odd
of.
Spider-Man universe. I can tell you that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like yeah, it's not the ones that we're accustomed to. Like this is some other shit.
So like Who else was an
Like
actor in
honestly,
this
like for
movie?
like this nigga, they're mad old, and like most of them are mad old, and Spider Man has yet to been born. So it's like
No, no,
I would think
not
this.
these villain. I don't think these villain movies you can necessarily say that he's yet to be born because he's probably alive in a lot of these villain movies. He's just definitely not alive in the Madam Web movie because that's definitely based in
Oh,
like the '90s. The other ones
true,
are
true,
based
true, true,
further
true.
in time. So,
Yeah, true, true, true,
so he
true,
could definitely be there. Um,
true.
was there anybody else like that we should really talk about, like the foreigner and the rhino? So how I feel about them is how I feel about the rest of the movie. If they were like just some other oblong characters in a different movie, they work more. But because
Right,
they're the rhino and the foreigner's not even doing that much, and then he
right.
dies pretty simply to Calypso and Kraven after kind of seeming like somebody who would kind of give you some more trouble than what he gave you. I was just like, meh. So like I said, in the stance of villains, they really did not do a good job with villains. Outside of his dad being this traumatic force that he is, without even knowing that he's being this just traumatic person.
Yeah, I sort of agree. Even though I think um the foreigner was okay towards the end, even when he died. I mean, well, no, he died kind of corny, just for that one scene. I mean, when he was walked in the door, I explained that. And I thought the Rhino, like, if I gotta give him like, if we doing like, I give him like a scale or something, I give him like 4 out of 10. But I wasn't as disappointed with his depiction as a lot as I saw, only because um I sort of erased the whole cartoon accurate depiction with Sony and this. So like what they gave me, I was like, okay, like this is a human, who's been experimented on and turned into a rhino. He's just a human with hard ass skin.
Mm-hmm.
Bet I get it. Like what I'm saying, a horn. They could have did more as far as action wise, definitely more with him, but they dropped the ball. So,
Yeah, even
but
to
yeah,
like show him just wrecking havoc like prior to that fight somewhere, like
that would
just
have been fire. Yeah.
yeah, like let me just show you
Cause
my
it's like
power real
okay,
quick. Go
it's
run through
like
a bank or something.
they called them the Rhino, and even remember that scene where he went to go take over the territory, right?
They
He's like,
almost
oh no, they
go ahead.
he's he's like, oh, they gotta see why they call me the Rhino. So I'm thinking like, oh yeah, we're about to see this nigga. We about to get this nigga transformed. And they just kept giving him like eczema, like
They
what I'm
would
saying,
just
all through
keep
his skin
teasing.
and
Yeah, they would
shit.
just keep
Like,
teasing it, right?
yeah, so I'm like, this is kind of weird. And then he got shot. I was like, oh shit. It was like, what if the transformation wasn't there yet? It didn't like it was there yet. Like he was like shot. So yeah, that was a little weird. But they could have definitely made him transform earlier. Gave us a little more of like why he would be feared as a rhino, like not just the name and eczema. And yeah,
They were
that
basically
that's
kind of banking on our knowledge of Rhino to be like just to hold him through the whole movie. It was like,
like
no, bro,
that's not
he's
what
got
we
to
wanted.
show me he's
Yeah.
actually the guy.
Yeah, right,
Like he's
yeah.
got to show me he's actually the guy.
And
So
then for him to get trampled by some bison.
yeah, this is another one of those moments where I'm just like,
That
Fossa
was
ass
funny.
nigga, bro. Like, what up? Like, come on.
That was funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah, I swear
Nigga got trampled.
these movie companies be doing small little things like that. Like they found out Mufasa was coming out soon. They're like, how can we just throw that in the movie like real quick? Like, oh, just have Rhino get trampled by some fucking bison, bro. Like easy.
Niggas is crazy, bro. They really crazy for like giving us whatever they feel
He wasn't
they
that
want
hard to
to.
beat, obviously. Like
He definitely wasn't because once Craven stabbed him in his whatever hole was there, it was a wrap. He was done. Nigga
cartoon
started
Rhino would have
bleeding.
ate all of that and
Nigga would have
got the
said,
fuck up.
nigga would have retreated, but he would have got up and lived.
Nah, he still would have been trying to fight. They would have been fighting until a Spider-Man showed up. A Doctor Strange portal or something would have had to open up.
I'm like, hey, what the fuck is going on here?
You've been fighting for 7 days.
He's throw two webs. Calm the fuck down.
Speaking of webs, Marvel Rivals, I'm gonna shout them out real quick. It's like if you ever seen Overwatch or anything like that, it's a game like that, but with Marvel characters. I just
Yeah,
started
that
playing
shit
it
look
the other
dope.
day.
I seen that
I
shit.
just started playing it the other day.
Shit
I
fire.
don't play games like that normally, so yo, you guys did a good job, Marvel. Whoever's behind this other than Marvel, you guys did a good job with this game.
I might have to check that out. Might have to
Yes,
check that out.
but
I
yeah.
seen that Marvel Rivals. I be seeing that all around.
hmm
But
Um,
yeah, man. Listen,
story was
what's your rating? Oh yeah, okay, go ahead. I was about to say, give us your rating.
story was like I'm not gonna say it's horrible. It's not a horrible story. It's just not Kraven for me. Even if it is an origin story, like I said earlier, this would have just hit better if this was like just some random guy who's a bounty hunter. And
Right. You know what? They should have just named it Craven,
mm-mm. It
not
should have
Craven
just
the
been.
Hunter.
It should have just not been Kraven at all. Like
Well, no matter of fact,
it's not like he became a hunter in this movie. He was already a hunter by the time he was an adult.
they should have just named the Hunter.
Yeah, a title like that, and he's not Kraven at all. I eat this up a little bit, man. This would be like a 6.5, 7.
Would have been the bootleg version, nigga.
Yeah,
He was the bootleg
and you know what would have happened? I'd have been
version.
like, yo, this might have made a decent Kraven the Hunter movie. That's what I would have
Feel
turned
me?
around and if
Feel
they
me?
had
Now that
if they had made this a regular movie, I probably would have turned around and said that. But then if they did do that, I'd be sitting here just like I am right now and being like, this should have been just some random movie.
that would have been the reverse effect right there. You'd be like, yo, this would have all right.
Might have been an okay Kraven movie.
Like, you know what? If they throw
I feel
Spider
like
Man,
Spider Man could have
it's
popped
pretty
up.
close. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
would
like
you see how
they
based
throw.
on the hinge of like if Spider Man popped up, that would have been fly. Like, you want to know where Sony really dropped the ball at? Is that Morbius trailer where they put Spider Man in the trailer on the wall, like that picture of it,
Oh yeah.
teasing that he
Yep.
would at least be referenced or like swing across the screen at some point. You would think based off of that, and nothing ever happened in any of the movies after that.
And no, you know what though? They also dropped it by putting the motherfucking Falcon from Tom Holland in Morbius.
Oh, you know where else they dropped it? Because they sent Venom to the 616.
Like, what the fuck? Why would they do all that? If
And fed
not,
us nothing to benefit from it. Like, what?
yeah. They
So,
also gave us Peter's parents in the motherfucking Madam
giving birth to
Web.
Peter.
They never give us Peter's parents.
And that's the closest thing to Peter we get in the whole thing.
That's crazy. We never get Peter's parents, and
Other
they
than the
didn't even get
vulture
us Peter's
saying, it's
Spider-Man.
probably got something to do with Spider Man.
It's crazy. It's wild. Like, I don't understand why they did that, but you know what? It's okay. It's over.
Like, Sony stresses
And
me out more than DC.
DC cool with me. But I think DC just needs to focus on animation and shows. No more. Like, they got to get
As does
better
Sony.
writers for movies.
As does Sony. Stick to your Into the Spider Verse and stick to your video games.
Yeah. They got to get better writers for movies. They got to get other people on those jobs. They better like
Or maybe they
I don't
just got to
know.
stop doing the movies. Like I said, there's a
Yeah.
company that can make you a lot of money if you gave them the rights.
Yeah. Right.
There's a
Yeah.
company that can make you a lot of
But
money. And you're just ignoring it to be big idiots. Big stinky face idiots.
we'll see what we get from them as far as animation and hopefully some shows or something.
I don't know what I rated Madam Web. It's lower than that. Um, I want to say I gave Madam Web like a 5. So this is like a 4.5.
Hmm.
Maybe like a 4.8.
That's great. I mean, I really think Madam Web is way worse, but I feel you. I think
There
really
was
because of
more
the
moments
action.
that I enjoyed in Madam Web than this, man. There was like at least funnier moments and shit like that. There were like a couple funny moments in this movie, but it's not a funny movie because it's not needed to be. But like there was at least some funny moments in Madam Web. Like it was more of a complete package of a movie, at least, like with a little bit of everything. And at least it felt like
Yeah,
somewhat
I
like
mean,
Madam Web. Like they just didn't deliver on like the Spider Women until the end of the movie. At least Craven just felt odd the whole movie.
yeah, I, I mean, I could see that perspective. For me, Madam Web was just, yeah, I just no replay value to me, and the story was just so bad. Like when a movie story is okay, if they can't get the depictions right, if it's one of those movies that's from a depiction type shit, and it's but the story's okay, then I'm like, all right. Like that's why with this Craven, because of the story is like very much decent. I'm like, okay, this movie's not so bad. Like because of the story, I honestly feel like I could watch it over. Madam Web's story was just like, bitch, why are you not old?
At least Madam Web, when her
like,
story ended, I was like, oh, I see where this could lead. At least that ended, and
right,
I was like, I see where
right,
that could lead.
right.
And
Now
I think this
that
is,
was good.
I think
Yeah.
this is actually my final point. And then we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like, I was more entertained by Ezekiel than the foreigner and the rhino. Like,
Oh my man,
my boy
Poison
Ezekiel gets a
Spider,
thumbs up compared to these
Poison.
dudes, bro. Like, what the
My man,
hell?
Poison
Yeah,
Spider was cool.
I wanted to say that. I was like about to be like your boy Poison Spider, but I didn't know if you were gonna
Yeah.
remember that. But like, yeah,
He
he gets a thumbs up compared to these dudes, bro. Come on, man, you gotta give it to
yeah.
Ezekiel. I'll peer pressure you into that one.
As far as villains go, like in like the being the villain in the movie, not the villain, like the subject of the movie. Yeah, yeah. He definitely got it. He definitely got it.
I'll give
I would
Craven
I
this
would just
point.
say I wanted it more action, more spider action from him. But yeah, keep going. What you saying?
I'll give Craven this one point. I take more of what was going on with the villains in this movie than what I saw in Bay Home 3. I look at Bay Home 3 like, oh man, I keep wanting to talk about, but we gotta do that another time. Well, Bay Home 3 is kind of like Sony's Eternals to me.
uh, okay, okay. I can see that.
But
I
we'll
see
talk
that. I
about that at
mean,
another time.
yeah, yeah. I can see that. The Eternals, yeah. See that type of movie. I like the Eternals a lot though. You know what I'm
I
saying?
did
A lot of
like the
people didn't.
Eternals.
I like the Eternals a lot though. Yeah. I hear they actually doing part two.
I hear they're not, which is stupid to me because it's like
God damn.
the setup that you did is like ridiculous for you not to do it now.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I saw something on Twitter, but you know,
Yeah, I
whatever
was
you
like,
see, it
well,
should.
if they're renewing the idea, because people were probably talking about it and saying, "Yo, do the fucking second movie,
Oh,
doofuses."
I know. I definitely saw. Shit ain't over for Jonathan Majors and
Yeah,
Kang.
I did see that, but I think that's more of a desperation thing than a this was actually our plan thing, and we're just saying it was our plan.
I mean, that's cool though. I mean, I'm okay with that because honestly,
Because,
I'm just
like, think about it. It's another thing that people are like, doofuses, you should have finished. like,
yeah. I think I'm just personally I'm still invested in the King story. Like I was really looking forward to seeing how that was gonna unfold. Like I was really looking forward to that shit.
don't be surprised if they steal the idea that people have been swirling around and saying that, like, Doom should be the one who just comes through and erases the Council of Kings. Because then Jonathan Major still reprises his role as Kang, but it's like for like 30 seconds and he's gone.
Yeah. Well,
To
I
fully
kind of
explain
thought
why he's no
yeah.
longer a threat. like,
I thought that too. Honestly, I said when I seen that, I said, "Oh, they're gonna kill this nigga off for
that'd be
good."
cool because, like, then, like, think about it. Because remember, the TVA at the end of Loki season 2, they're like monitoring Kang's activities. And
Right.
wouldn't that be an awesome thing for Doom to kind of relieve them of that? And they'd be like, yo, Doom is kind of fucking pretty cool, bro. Like, I kind of fuck with Doom.
But they gonna see how that. I'm not gonna say Doctor Doom was always disliked.
Yeah, but that's what
He's
I'm
not
saying.
all.
Like,
Yeah,
if he's
he's
the
not
bad
always
guy and
disliked.
something like the TVA gets behind Doom, that's kind of an interesting concept, especially with
Yeah.
low key kind of not being the leader of the TVA, but being the herald of like time and shit right now.
He's not really. I hear he's not even gonna make an appearance until like Secret Wars and shit.
Which is
So
cool
he's
with
not.
me, but like that would be an interesting concept because like that would give Doom like almost access to that, to where that could clash.
I can see that.
And I've heard
I
people rumor that that's what's gonna happen is like Loki's gonna clash with Doom and like he's gonna get like the secret Avengers together because he's like he could just pick from the multiverse and stuff. And I was like, this is a cool concept to kind of get that rolling in a sense.
right. Yeah. I think this whole thing with Doom though is gonna be fire too. I ain't gonna hold you.
I should go back and blank
I'm
this
not.
all out so like nobody steals this shit and puts it in a movie and then we're like, yo, we said this in a fucking podcast, bro. Like,
I'm
stole our
not
shit.
convinced of that Fantastic Four crew yet. I really got to just see how they do. I'm not convinced of any more Fantastic Fours because I feel like everyone is just a fail.
Well,
But
Pedro's a
even though
solid
they're cool
actor.
movies, they're cool movies. But Pedro is a solid actor.
And
That's my man.
so is Johnny Flame.
Mandalorian.
I forget his name, but Johnny Flame is also a solid actor because he was in Stranger Things, and I loved his character and what he did with his character in that movie. And he's the same dude from Quiet Place, the most recent one,
Mm, I saw that movie.
when
That
they
was a
was
good
yelling,
movie.
ah, that was him. That's Johnny Flame,
That
Johnny
was a
Torch.
good.
Yeah, like the guy plays his role in the roles he plays in Stranger Things. In this, two totally polar opposite characters, kind of sort of. So like he's got some
Well, I mean,
range.
we'll see. But
And,
yeah,
and
just the whole.
who's us whatever her name is, Susan. What's who? I don't even remember who's playing her.
I'm not sure.
Okay, cool,
I'm
whatever.
not sure who.
We don't need to we
Yeah, I'm
don't need
not
to
sure.
cover the rest of that.
I forgot who they said this nigga was coming back as Captain America, but
That's
he's not
Captain
coming back as
America.
Captain. No, he's not coming back as Captain America.
He's either
That's what
coming
they.
back as Captain America or Old Man Cap because he's not coming back as Johnny Flame. There's Johnny Torch, whatever his name is. But like,
No, it's not. Yeah, not Johnny.
so who else would he come back as? He can't come back as anybody else because he's never been anybody else.
nigga. We don't know who he is in all the alternate universes.
Yeah, but coming back means you're coming back to do something you did.
No, I meant the actor. The actor's coming back, not the character. The actor's coming back.
I'm pretty
He's like,
sure.
I think I
I'm
heard.
pretty sure Chris
Or he
Evans
was coming
is
back as
probably
saying,
playing Old Man Cap or some variant of Cap that is here for all the Doom shit because we're still in the multiverse saga
we'll see.
technically. That's
We'll
my
see.
reason why is because we're still in the multiverse saga, so it doesn't really step on the toes of uh what's his name, Anthony Mackie being Captain America because it's not going to really be Captain America from this universe.
That I only want to see them have. I only want to see that happen in secret. I don't want to see that happening in Dooms and
But
secret
did they say it
Avengers.
was Doomsday he's coming back in? Because
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm
maybe
saying.
it's
That's what
just
I'm
something.
like.
Maybe he comes back and he's just a character that's like part of the lead into what. Because it's literally going to be like probably like a Infinity War Endgame type of situation. So
But they
he'd be
said
like one of the
Doomsday
first
is gonna
leads.
be like that.
Yeah.
Doomsday is gonna be like that, where it's gonna have like mad different shit in it.
So it makes sense for there to be a variant of Cap in there.
We'll
And
see
it's
what's
probably going to
up.
be
We'll
one
see
of those
what's up.
things that helps Anthony Mackie become a better leader.
I wish that nigga take some super serum, man. That
That
nigga would
wouldn't
go
be. I
crazy.
don't think that would really be that cool. Like, it's like the logical thing to do if you're in that situation, but it's also
I
like
can't wait to see that movie.
one, he saw what it did to Johnny Walker.
Yo, fuck my man Johnny Walker, super. What's his name?
Had my
Super
man
Agent.
tweaking. Yeah, well, super agent now because he was supposed to be like fake Captain America, but whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it'd be cool to see something like that where Cap comes back and because he's Captain America, or maybe it's even Captain America but like evil, or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Hell,
it could be the
Hydra
Hydra.
man,
Yeah,
yeah.
it could be the Hydra one. Yeah,
So
that'd be fire. That'd be fire. He was fucking, and I remember that reading the comics online, he was fucking them niggas up when he
I
was on
I could
Hydra.
only really see it being Captain America or Old Man Cap. Like almost anything else would make zero sense. And
I wouldn't want to see Old Man
like
Cap.
to
That's
make him another character would be like a reach, bro. Like a super reach. You're already
Yeah.
doing it with Robert Downey Jr. right now. Like it'd be a super reach for you to do two characters like that in a movie.
I mean, you
Majors?
know what's crazy? I feel like it's a reach too, but like mad people are excited about Robert Downey Jr. Like they like, who else could
No,
it be?
but that's cool. It's cool that it's him for that. But
I
like
think it could have been a lot
to
more
do
people.
another one to do like let's bring Chris Evans and then it's like okay cool let's kill
I
off
mean, he
Chris
was already in
Hemsworth this
Deadpool,
movie.
yeah.
Let's kill off Chris Hemsworth this movie and then bring him back as somebody else next movie. Like what? No, stop doing that. One is good. One is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like just real quick. I'm excited for the Raven the Bold shit, the Red Hawk. That should look fire. Um, I'm excited for the Thunderbolts one.
Oh yeah, that
Doesn't
does
look.
look fun.
Yeah, I'm about to say it doesn't look as like old, but it looks very fun. Look like a fun ass movie. Um, so I got on top of my head right now. I know there's a few more. I know Marvel has a few more coming out, but I can't think
Yeah,
about it
but
right
they're all
now.
like next year movies, realistically.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll get there when we get there.
Um,
But
but this ain't a Marvel show. This is a Sony show. Let's talk about Sony. What the fuck we got to say about Sony before we go? Okay, well, we might as well just say goodbye.
is this a if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing moment?
Just like that. Straight like that,
You
cause
guys want to know how you can make some money, Sony? Sell the Spider-Man rights to Marvel.
yeah, so and
You like how I
everything,
flipped that into something nice?
everything. Just give it all up
Yeah.
for cheap, just for the low
Like,
too.
keep your rights to be able to do the movies of Spider-Man and shit. Because I want that Andrew Garfield movie. I want it. Give it to me. But
Yeah,
and I
I
want
don't
that
want no
into
more
this,
Tobey Maguire
and I
though.
want that other Beyond the Spider Verse movie. I want that too. Give it to me. You can keep
Yeah,
making your
that
video
last one.
games. I don't play them yet.
See, that's the dangerous thing though. They have to somehow, and then I'm gonna probably let you go. They have to somehow connect um this Andrew, no, this Miles Morales with one of these Spider-Mans. I'd rather it not be Tobey Maguire, so let's take him out. They have to connect them with either Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland. The way they got it now, they got it like the last one is Beyond the Spider Verse. Okay, so that gives everybody the idea that this kid is already lost in the timeline. Somehow he's going beyond the Spider Verse, which means, I'm thinking he's gonna jump into our world. You know what I mean? He's going beyond the cartoon shit, and he's going
Almost
to
like some
somehow,
reverse Space Jam shit.
yeah, like oh, dead ass. I feel like they saying beyond the Spider Verse. I feel like okay, because they said the
I
first one
like
was
that.
the first
You're kind
was
of
into
cooking
the
right
Spider
there.
Verse. The second one was across the Spider Verse, and this is beyond the Spider Verse. So I'm like, okay, he has to. This movie's probably gonna be a whole cartoon movie, and then somehow he's gonna fall into these universes. That's where Sony has to make a great decision. Do we give him to Andrew Garfield and will we make these movies, or do we give him to Marvel, sell him to Marvel, and let them rock with him as far as, and you know what I'm saying, Tom Holland. I'm good with either one,
Easy answer for
honestly.
you. You wait it out. You wait till Tom Holland's contract is almost up and he got like two movies left. And you let Marvel do the thing. That's what you do there.
That's right.
That's
Like,
what
cause
you
you're
do
gonna make the
there.
most money.
When
You're
you
gonna
get
make
a
the most
little,
money with
when you
Marvel.
got Spider Man who's a little older, a little wiser,
Teaching him now.
who's just stuck
And
in the
this nigga
universe
don't.
on his own,
Yeah, I'm about to say he wouldn't know what the fuck happened now. This nigga's a real person. He know what
he'd
the
be the
fuck, nigga.
best
Like,
one for him too because he's done the most of like similar things to what he's done.
and he's in a great position because nobody knows who the fuck he is anymore. He
Yeah, so they're
basically has
both
no
like
one.
basically just two
They're
lone
lost.
guys
Both,
out
yeah,
there.
just two, like, yeah. So it would be great for them to get together.
They've got the most in common.
Like, Miles just happened one of those cartoon risks open up in Tom's house. I mean, like, I don't know, somewhere. They just like, what the fuck? And let shit go right there. Like, they got opportunity to make, but if they don't make that, um, just for the people about turn it on
You're getting choppy
I won't
again.
fuck with Sony anymore.
Well, now you're not.
Oh me?
Yeah.
Oh, I just won't fuck with Sony anymore if they don't make that happen, man. That's it. Yep. Oh
Yeah, man.
shit.
But
Yeah.
that kind of sums it up for Craven. The
Yeah.
blunder.
Go see it if you want to. If not, I got the link. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? It's clear as fuck online. You straight.
Don't hit Mo up. He gonna be
Alright.
passing his link out, and he gonna get the fucking website tucking down. But that is us. Thank you. We are back after a
Cool.
little break. It's been a little break, but we are back. Probably be back pretty soon with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and some other things. We still in the planning for this season, but we wanted to get this out there because it's marvelous.
Oh,
It's
Sonic 3 gonna be
marvelous.
crazy, y'all.
Yeah.
Sonic 3 gonna be crazy, y'all. Sonic 3, we be back for Sonic 3. Throw the threes up. I'm out of here.
Running around at the
On the
speed of
head,
sound.
nigga.
Follow me. Set me free. If you ain't never played Sonic and you don't know that song, I'm sorry. But we out.